Let's do the daily puzzle, tournament style. Okay, so we're going to look at checks, captures, piece contacts, and board situation. Well, board situation, queen to h2 is going to be check and mating. Mate in 2 actually. So if we stop checking this guy, we get mated unless we block his queen. Therefore, right off the bat, can we block this guy? Knight to d6. He would just win the knight. Queen takes knight, queen takes queen, bishop takes queen. Okay, that blockage doesn't stop. Now we could also play, technically, rook king f1 to stop the mate. Or we could play g3. No, g3 doesn't look like the right move either. Well, I'm looking at queen takes f8 check. That's my first reaction. Can't move anything to block h2. Queen, if we go queen takes f8 check, king takes, and we just don't have any good follow-up that I could see. Bishop c5 check, he just plays rook takes bishop, and then we're dead. Because again, he's going to lay the hammer on us. Well, I don't know, this rook's out of the way. I guess also, technically, we have knight to f2 or knight to d2, because a check, blocks the rook. Knight to f2 works because queen h2 check, king f1, and then queen h1 is just knight takes queen. So knight to f2 technically would work, but this is really bogus. Good question. Man. Sure we're not playing black here? I mean, I'm playing black is doing the winning, but toughie. Knight d2, check, check again, no. Knight d2 fails. Knight f2 does work and stop it. Knight d2 fails to queen h2 check, king f1. Queen h1, what, king to f2, bishop to g3 check, or king to e2, queen takes g2 check, so that loses. That's fairly obvious. So we should be, we could also play f4, but that loses a knight to bishop takes. So we can't do that one. Wowzers. This is bogus. I don't know. Ooh, we do have him. I've got him. Yes, we've got him now. Okay. You remember what I said? We must check him. So, queen takes f8 check is not the correct move. What other checks do we have? Well, we have knight to f6 check. So, what if we play knight to f6 check? Well, he's going to play pawn takes knight, because if he goes to the corner, queen takes rook is a checkmate. So, knight to f6 check, pawn takes knight. Then we hit him, queen takes rook check. He's forced to capture. King takes queen. Then do you see the move that we play? It's quite ingenious, I say. That move is bishop to h6 check. He's forced to play king to g8. The reason why is because we have vacated all the pieces on the e file, and the rook commands the e file. And then when he moves to g8, we hit him with rook to e8 check. Watch and see. Check. Queen takes rook check. Bishop to h6 check. And now for the coup de grace. Rook to e8 check. My, isn't that awesome? Okay, so that was cartoon puzzle solving right there. Fantastic. I agree. So you saw, like I said, this queen to h2 is a devastating threat. So we had to concentrate on checking him or blocking him. You know, f4 blocks it, but we lose the knight. Knight f2 blocks it for the most part. Oh, yeah, it blocks it for the most part. But you're just terribly cramped and probably not going to do well. So I went offensive. Queen takes didn't work. But I realized that, you know, moving this knight was going to open up this king side. So it was really good. So hopefully you learned something when you saw this sequence. Don't ever give up. And make sure you look at all of the moves that, well, when we discovered this was a board situation problem. So we solved the board situation. We looked at it and found out we needed to concentrate on this queen h2 threat. So, like I said, if we don't check him, we have to block it. So we went with checks and was like, the easiest thing to do is go knight f6 check, pawn takes knight, and then, well, you're losing. You know, you have to look at other things beyond just the two moves of knight f6 and g takes f6. You have to look at, well, the bishop to h6 concentrates on the f8 square, but this is what it would be known as a double clearance sacrifice. All right, first clearance with a check. Second one is a decoy, actually. So we have a clearance, a decoy, and another clearance. The decoy is queen takes rook. This decoys him to a square where we can do a second clearance of the bishop that forces him to move. We don't want to go c5, bishop c5, he just takes it. So this is the second clearance. We're clearing the e file. So this is also known as a file clearance. These are all things that down the road could be a little, you know, a little more helpful to know these concepts. So we did a file clearance with the knight. We did a decoy with the queen takes rook, and then we did a file clearance with the bishop on h6 check to clear the road for almighty rook. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Like the video, comment if you would, subscribe so you'll get more of the excellent videos. Tell your friends, but don't tell Brian. You guys know what to do. I'll talk to you later.